The covers are now off the next-gen 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser 250. This comes after weeks of teasers and previews for the all-new SUV. Released as the Land Cruiser in the US, this full model change is the first all-new Prado since the previous one, the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado J150, came out 14 years ago. It previews the next-gen Prado that's coming, and it is quite a departure from the outgoing model. As such, let's get into detail about what the latest iteration of Toyota's full-size SUV is offering to prospective buyers. Appearance-wise, the 250 Prado assumes a straightforward but obviously retro-inspired boxy design that screams function over form. The front end gets a square-shaped grille, which is then matched by a similarly shaped lower vent section. The bottom portion of the front gets a skid plate, while above the grille is a muscular hood. Lower and mid-spec trims of this SUV are kitted out with round headlamps, while the top-spec trim sports thinner and sharper LED headlamps. The last time a Land Cruiser was on sale in the US market, it started at a steep $87,030, but this time around Toyota says the Land Cruiser will start at a more attractive price in the mid-$50,000 range. That reduced sticker makes sense given the Land Cruiser's smaller frame and 5-seat cabin. From the side, this all-new Toyota looks similar to the next-gen Lexus GX. Most of the details on this portion are straight lines, but the rear portion of the window line gets an upward kink, and the wheel wells are topped with bulging fender flares as well. The rear mirrors the retro-style boxiness of the front. It gets square LED taillights, a sizable square-shaped rear window, and a chunky rear bumper. Overall, the Prado 250 looks like a dead ringer for the classic 1990s era J70. The brand even gave the latest generation a fully spelled Toyota badge as a nod to the Grandpa Prado. Other features found on the new Prado include a roof rack, rock rails, LED daytime running lamps, short overhangs, a relatively flat roof, and a total of 220 millimeters of ground clearance. Most of these bits point to it being an off-road oriented SUV. There are multiple engine options for the next-gen Prado, but it has ditched the old V6 mill that's still present on the previous gen J150. For the North American version, it uses a 2.4-liter turbocharged hybrid gasoline 4-banger that's capable of producing 326 horsepower and 630 Nm of torque. A non-hybrid version, meanwhile, can churn out up to 278 horsepower and 430 Nm. Both of these are linked to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Other markets also have access to a 2.7-liter mill mated to a 6-speed automatic. This setup, in turn, can make up to 161 horsepower and 246 Nm. For the next-gen Prado's diesel engines, there's a 2.8-liter turbo diesel making 201 horsepower and 500 Nm. This is the same 1GD FTV oil burner that's found on the Toyota Hilux and Toyota Fortuner. A mild hybrid version of the latter also exists, and it will be released in Australia first. It makes the same output as the non-hybrid 1GD FTV. Note that this is the same engine that was being tested by the brand in Africa using a Higlights. Underpinning the next-gen Prado is the Toyota New Global Architecture FTNGAF platform. It shares this with the new Toyota Land Cruiser LC300. Braking for the new model is handled by disc brakes for all four wheels. It also gets an electronic center locking differential, a limited slip differential, and a full-time four-wheel drive system with high and low range. Ride comfort is ensured by a double wishbone front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. This is also the first ever Toyota to feature a stabilizer disconnect feature. This provides more articulation for the front wheels for improved traction and clearance. Step inside the next-gen Prado and you'll be greeted by a modern cabin with a minimalist but utilitarian style. The dashboard, for instance, is mostly comprised of straight lines. It does get a multi-tiered look for added flavor, but many control surfaces use physical buttons and knobs. Both of its displays are digital. This includes the instrument cluster and the central touchscreen. Unlike the J150 series Prado available locally, the newer 250 does not get a 3-row, 7-seater cabin. Instead, it can only seat up to 5 via a 2-row seating arrangement. Depending on the trim, it then comes with a moonroof, a digital rearview mirror, a heads-up display, ventilated leather seats, a center front cabin armrest, side knee pads, etc. Standard on all 2024 Land Cruiser Prado variants is the latest version of the Toyota Safety Sense Driver Assistive Suite. This includes a pre-collision system with the ability to detect pedestrians, a lane departure alert system with steer assist, dynamic radar cruise control, road sign assist, automatic high beams, and the new proactive driving assist. The proactive drive is able to help a driver in dealing with curves or maintaining a good distance from another vehicle by providing gentle braking and steering interventions. Other safety bits on this ride include what you'd expect on a modern SUV. It also has blind spot monitoring, hill start assist, and rear cross traffic alert. Entertainment aboard the next-gen Prado is provided by a 12.3-inch touchscreen that's linked to a 10-piece JBL speaker system. Its wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are then paired with a Qi wireless smartphone charging pad.